Hello, wonderful TechSocialCloud community. It's Anjali, and I'm thrilled to welcome each and every one of you to today's video. Whether you're a long-time subscriber or if you're just stumbled upon our channel, I'm genuinely grateful to have you here. Now let's talk about what's in today's video. So today we will discuss some Java interview questions. It will definitely help you in your upcoming Java interview. So let's get started. So the first question is difference between equal to and equals method. So in Java, equal to is operator and equals is a method. Equal to operator is used for comparing the equality of primitive data types and object references. For primitive data type is like integer, character, boolean, the operator check if the values are same, and for object, the operator check if the reference to the object are the same, like if they point to the exact same memory location. Now let's talk about the equals method. Is a method which is defined in the object class, and its default behavior is to compare object references similar is like the operator. However, many classes in Java override the equal method to provide a more meaningful comparison based on the content of the object rather than their memory addresses. And it is common to see the equal method being overridden in classes where logical equality is more relevant than the reference equality. Okay, so let's move to the next question. The next question is, what is the contract between equals and hashcode method? Equals method, we have already seen how it works and how it compares the values. Now let's talk about hashcode method. It is also defined in the object class, and it returns a unique integer value for the object in runtime. By default, an integer value is mostly derived from the memory addresses of the object in heap, and it's help to conjunction with the hash based collection like hash map, hash set, and others to efficiently locate an object in a collection. Now let's talk about the contract. So the contract says that equal objects must have an equal hash code, which means the following things. Like the first is, if two objects are equal, according to the equal method, hash code on both objects must produce the same integer result. And the second is, if two objects are not equal according to the equal method, then hashcode method can produce a different or same integer result depending upon your implementation. But usually it is recommended that hashcode method should be written in a such way that it produces a unique hashcode for non-equal methods. It helps to improve the performance while using hash map. Hope it's clear to you. So let's move to the next question. Now the next question is, what is the difference between final, finally, and finalize in Java? This is very common question in Java interview. Let's check out. So the final is Java keyword, finally is a block, and finalize is a method. Let's check the differences. So the final keyword is used to declare a variable, method, or a class that cannot be changed or inherited. A final variable value cannot be modified, and a final method cannot be overridden, and a final class cannot be subclassed. Finally, the finally block is used to exception handling. It contains code that will always be executed whether an exception occurs or not. And when we talk about finalize method, it is called by the garbage collector before an object is removed from memory. It is used to perform cleanup operation such as releasing resources. If you need this topic in a detail, please place a comment. Let's move to the next question. So the next question is, how can you make a class immutable in Java? First, let's understand what is immutable. So object is considered immutable if its state cannot be modified after it is created. Once an immutable object is initialized, its content or state remains constant throughout its lifetime. So to make the class immutable, we need to make three things. First is making the class final. This is a very simple way of doing it. Making the class final prevent the class from getting extended. Second is mark the constructor private. This is rather a complex way. We need to provide a private constructor and then expose a factory method to construct the object. Third is don't provide setter. This is obvious because we don't want status to be modified, so no setter should be provided. Here we have an example. Let's break down the code and understand the structure and purpose. So we have created a class, immutable class, and we have declared it as a public and final. So what public means? Public means that this class can be accessed from other classes. Final indicates that the class cannot be subclassed, ensuring that the immutability is not compromised by any potential subclass modifying the behavior. And then we have a private final variable which is value. So we have provided finals to ensure that it cannot be changed, and we have provided a private so that no one can access it. Now let's talk about the private constructor, which is immutable class private. So now the class has a private constructor that takes an integer parameter represent the initial value of the value field. Inside the constructor, the value field is assigned the value passed as a parameter, and now this class has a public method named getValue that return a value of the field. This method provides read-only access to the internal state of the object, allowing clients to retrieve the value from the ability to modify it. Okay, so now let's move to the next question, which is explain the concept of method overloading and method overriding. The question is also very common question, and it's intended to check our knowledge on OOPS concept. If you need a separate video on OOPS concept, please place a comment. Okay, let's back to the topic. Method overloading and method overriding are two fundamental concepts in object-oriented programming. Let's discuss the key differences between method overloading and method overriding. Method overloading refers to having a multiple methods in a same class with the same name but different parameters, and the compiler differentiate between these methods based on the number, type, and order of parameters. Method overloading allow for the same method name to be used for a different behaviors. And overloaded methods are related to the same class. Overloaded methods can have a same or different return type as well. Now let's talk about method overriding, which is occur when a subclass provides its own implementation of a method that is already defined in its parent class. The method in the subclass must have the same name, return type, and parameter, or a covariant return type, and it should be marked with the @override annotation. Method overriding allow for polymorphic behavior and enable the invocation of the most appropriate method based on the object type of runtime. And overriding method must have a same return type. Overriding is related to inheritance and it is used for achieving runtime polymorphism. Hope it is clear. Now let's move to the next question. So the next question is, what is the purpose of this and super keyword in Java? You must have heard these keywords. So this and super are keywords that are used to refer to different things within a class, particularly in a context of instance variable, method, and constructor. Let's explore the purpose of this and super. So first, let's talk about this. So this is a reference variable that is used to refer to the current object, and it is often used to differentiate instance variable from local variable when they have a same name. It helps to resolve a naming conflicts as well, and this can be used to invoke the current object method and access its instance variable. Now let's move to the super keyword. Super is a reference variable used to refer to the immediate parent class object. It is often used to invoke the superclass method, access its field or its constructor. Helps in achieving method overriding, where a subclass provides a specific implementation for a method defined in a superclass. So I hope this keywords explanation is clear to you. Now let's move to the next question. What are the access modifier in Java and what are their different level? Guys, this is very important question. Whenever you are going to do any kind of code in Java, this is definitely you are gonna use it. So the access modifier are keyword used to specify the visibility or accessibility of classes, methods, and fields in a program. They control the level of access that other classes have to member of a class. There are 4 main access modifier in Java, each providing a different level of visibility. So first we will talk about public. Member like the classes, method or field with the public access modifier are accessible from any other classes. There is no restrictions on accessing public member. Let's move to protected. So member with the protected access modifier are accessible within the same package and by subclass. Even if they are in a different package, outside the package, the protected member are not accessible unless they are accessed through inheritance. Now we will talk about private. So member with the private access modifier are accessible only within the same class. They are not accessible outside the class, including subclasses. Now we have a default. If no access modifier is specified, also known as a package private, the default access level is applied. Member with the default access are accessible only within the same package. I hope it's clear to you. If you have any doubt, any kind of doubt, please comment. Let's move to the next question. So the next question is, what is the difference between hash map and linked hash map? Both hash map and linked hash map are implementation of the map interface in Java, but they differ in their underlying data structure and the order in which they stored the entity. Hash map used a hash table to store its entries, which provide a constant time performance for the basic operation like get, put, or remove. On average, the order in which the entries are stored in a hash map is not predictable and is based on the hash code of the keys. And linked hash map, on the other hand, extend a hash map and maintain a doubly linked list of the entries in the order in which they were inserted. This allows for predictable insertion order and provide a constant time performance for the basic operations, but with a slightly higher overrated due to the maintenance of the linked list. In summary, hash map faster for the basic operation but not maintain insertion order, while linked list provide a predictable insertion order and maintain insertion order, but has a slightly higher overhead. The choice between two depends on the specific use case and importance of the order of entries. Now let's move to our last question, which is what is the difference between string builder and string buffer? In Java, string builder and string buffer are classes used for a manipulation string, but they have a different characteristics and use cases. Here they are key differences between them. So first is immutability. In strings are immutable, and meaning that once a string is created, its content cannot be changed. Operation that seem to be modify a string actually created a new string object. And string builder and string buffer are mutable, allowing modification to the content without creating new object. String builder is not thread safe, while string buffer is thread safe due to the synchronization method. This makes string builder more efficient in a single threaded environment. Now let's talk about thread safety. So strings are immutable and inherently thread safe. String builder is not thread safe. It is designed for better performance in a single threaded environment. String buffer is thread safe and its methods are synchronized. It is used in a multi-threaded environment where thread safety is concerned. Now let's talk about some performance. Due to the immutability, string operations can lead to the creation of many intermediate string objects, impacting performance. And string builder is more efficient than string for modifying string in a single threaded environment. It doesn't create many immediate objects. String buffer is a less efficient than string builder is a single threaded environment because of the synchronization overhead. It's suitable for multi-threaded scenarios where thread safety is necessary. So here we are done with today's interview questions. We have a deep dig in the basic of Java interview questions, exploring key concept, methodology and practical applications. I hope this video has provided you with the comprehensive understanding of Java basic questions and it's relevant in the upcoming interview. Stay curious, stay engaged and keep exploring the latest development. Don't hesitate to dive deeper into a specific area that you are in interest. If you found this content valuable, don't forget to hit the like button, share with your peers and subscribe to TechSocialCloud for more insightful content on technical stuff. Your support is greatly appreciated. Feel free to leave your comment and questions down below. I am always eager to hear your thoughts and engage in discussion. If there are any specific topic you would like to cover me in future videos, please let me know. Thank you for tuning in today's. Until next time, happy learning. Bye.